All right. Let's see. Says we're hello. We are live. Says we're hello. Indeed. So, hello. I was running a bit late today, as Devin could tell because I did not schedule it until about 5 minutes ago. But I was not sure whether or not today would happen because of internet. So yesterday, I would normally have had my longer stream, but was unable to due to intermittent internet yesterday. We were trying to get. I just figured it would probably be better if I didn't like try it and then have to keep coming in and out. So we did get some snow yesterday. I posted, I think, 2 short videos on my Instagram story about the snow falling and the birds that were coming to the bird feeders in the backyard. So you can see those, I think, for, well, I don't know. They might not be there anymore because it might have been 24 hours by now. I don't really know. Either way, there it is. So yeah. So here we are. I'm going to be trying to get a couple of things done, as is always the goal for these streams. But yes, so I'm going to be first, I think, working by hand. Maybe that's the goal, I think. And then I should be popping up in Scrivener and working in there, transcribing some more of the redone outline event details. So that's kind of how I think I'm going to be doing, is first by hand during the warm-up sprint, and then hopefully second sprint I should be swapping over to Scrivener and getting some things done. So hopefully that will go well and my brain can handle that. Devin, yes, the Dawdling scheduler. I also almost forgot to change the calendar in the background, but I did remember to do that. So hopefully I'm not completely on your naughty list. That's why I said apologies, Devin. Yes. Laura is here. Hello. Happy lunch break. Or do you have... I don't think you would have today off. I know today is MLK Day here in the States, but I don't think Canada observes that. So so you are probably on your lunch break. So Kai says, hey, hello, welcome. And Kai says, you had a day to yourself today. Ooh, so you've already got quite a bit done. Excellent. You're so excited to keep going, and you're hoping to have a 3K day. That sounds lovely and amazing, and I think you absolutely can accomplish this. Yes. And Maggie is here. Hello. How are you? Is the wind okay where you are today, or is the wind going to be a problem again? Study with GK 2.0. Hello. How are you? Hopefully we will, hopefully our sprints will suit you today. So Kai says, I've been working by hand today too. Excellent. You find you're more creative when you work that way. Yes, because, and this is one of the things that that I had some arguments with other teachers about, having students writing by hand or writing, like, typing faster, easier to, they'll do more of it in their lifetime, whatever. But writing by hand, the actual, like, muscle memory helps access a different part of your brain that helps your memory. And yes, I also think that it helps with the creative process sometimes, at least by outlining. You are sort of, for me, I'm forced to take a little bit more time, and sort of like I have to think through my choices a little bit more rather than sort of instantaneous, like, oh, I'm going to type a word or an event and this is what's going to happen. So I actually have to think more along the ramifications. especially if I'm writing in pen, because I used to do it in pencil. And then I would feel like I could erase and do whatever. So yeah, pen, writing by hand in pen forces you to take your time a little bit more. At least that's my excuse. Anyway, it's not at all because I want to use and have an excuse for having a giant stationery collection. Not at all. I mean, I absolutely need all of the pens and markers and pencils and things that I have collected. I don't, but that's my excuse. Okay, so Devin says it's blizzard day here. Okay, so you are stuck inside. Hopefully you will have a chance to go out between now and whenever spring arrives. I hope that you are not just snowed in forever now. Laura says, yes, you are working today. Okay. And Erica is here. Hello, so glad you made it. I'm so glad you made it as well. Laura says, so much snow. Yeah, I think that is either a part of the same cold front or just like a similar one for sure. Tiny Scribe, hello. You haven't seen my face in forever. Hello. Yes, I took a hiatus while I was teaching for a semester. So that is why my face has not been here for a while. 8 inches of snow in Toronto so far today. Oh, wow. Yeah, that definitely makes the little teeny tiny snow that we got yesterday look very pathetic. But for Georgia, it was something. You know, Georgia is not equipped to really deal with snow and winter weather because we generally get it maybe once a year. And so nobody ever really puts the infrastructure in place to do something about it. Nat, hello, welcome. Ooh, do you have a snake for your avatar? You do. He kind of looks like just his eyes being the different color. It kind of looks like the snake from the Disney, I think it's Disney, the animated Robin Hood story. I don't remember what the snake's name was, but that's the snake it reminds me of. I hope that doesn't offend your snake. But you are writing about a scary house today. Ooh, fun. We have another horror writer in the chat. Excellent. Devin says Laura and I live in the same area. Gotcha. The Toronto-esque area. Kai says always a good choice to write about a scary house. Devin says I'm about an hour from Toronto. Nice. It's a large-eyed pit viper. Okay. Sir Hiss. Okay. That I couldn't remember his name, but yes. Okay, good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Thrifty is here. Hello. Good morning. Yes, good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. And Nat says, yes, you mostly write horror, mystery, and sci-fi. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. And you are, okay, so your pronouns are she and her. Okay. Very nice to know. Thank you. I will do my best to remember that. Alrighty. So I do have HK's 15-minute with typewriter ambient noises pulled up for our warm-up sprint. Oh, we need to do an oracle card to get our spirit for the day. I did get a new oracle deck, but I'm still going to be using the spirit animal for today until I sort of like get a little bit more used to the new deck, and then I will introduce it to you. So the spirit for today is the owl spirit. It has a lovely crown. I'm assuming it's sort of like a crown of wisdom. Let's see if I can get you to focus. Are you going to focus now? Maybe. Maybe? No. Okay. I apparently need a white sheet of paper again. Let's see if it's going to do it now. A little bit better. Okay, there we go. Okay, so you see clearly now is the main message for our owl spirit. But let's take a closer look at the little book and see. I gave up on putting it back where it was. Let's see what our sort of in-depth. Okay. So the owl spirit reminds you that wisdom is within you. The wisdom within you is informed by your keen senses and the wisdom within the consciousness that we all share. Ooh, that makes me think of archetypes. Even in the darkest night, okay, there's a section in our beats that's the dark night of the soul, so we might need to be working on that. The owl sees clearly and is guided by every sense it has, including the first sense of intuition. Right now, your sensitivities are turbocharged and you are receiving messages from all directions. The owl reminds you to be wise and pay attention to what's between the lines, what's invisible to the naked eye and what cannot be heard by the ears, and what others may not be able to perceive. Clarity will come as you sit with all that you are sensing, allowing your intuition to guide you in understanding the whole and not just the parts. Okay, so seeing clearly. So hopefully today we will get that aha moment and make sure that we connect all of our pieces together, or make sure that our transitions, because sometimes I get a blank on the transition. So sometimes this is a good thing. But also seeing clearly, looking at the whole of your project, rather than just like the minutia that we sometimes get absorbed in. So hopefully this is going to be a good card for all of us. But yes, so what I was mentioning is when it said the consciousness that we all share, that reminds me of the archetypes and making sure that the characters we have are familiar enough that they don't sort of like feel disjointed. So yes, and we have a robotic friend. All right, hidden. Okay, so that is your spirit for the day, which is the owl spirit. So hopefully owl will, no, Devin actually unhid it. There we go. Okay. Devin and I were on the same time frame. So let me share. Yes, I try and pull an oracle card for the stream, and that does seem to help sometimes. You were just writing about a spectral owl earlier. Oh, very nice. Excellent. Charlie is here. Hey, hey. And Kate is here. Hello. Just in time for the card. Yes, absolutely. So fitting for your actual story of what you've been writing today. Excellent. Good. Same kind of ironic. You are adding an owl to your spooky house just for ambience. Good. Yes. But is it a screech owl? Is that going to be part of your... Because sometimes screech owls can be terrifying if you're not expecting the sound. So, all right. Let's do this. You have burrowing owls in Las Vegas. They're tiny but loud. Yes, I have heard those too. Not because I have an obsession with looking at tiny animals on the internet. No. Maybe just a little. Okay. All right. So this first sprint is a 15. Let me put the number up on the screen. There we go. Don't forget to save your document if you've already been working this morning. If you have not, now would be a good time to pull it up. 2, make sure that you have something to hydrate with. I have a full glass of water. And make sure that you take a sip, at least one sip during this sprint. 3, make sure that you straighten your spine and roll your shoulders back for a posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break or a walk around, you do that. Take care of yourself as we are writing. So we are now ready for our 15-minute warm-up sprint. in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! All right. How was that? Let me set up for our next one, which will be a 25. Let's see. Okay. That's right. She's got new ones. So I will pull up one of her new ones. All right. How'd we do? I got some of what I had been planning to do for this warm-up sprint done. I did not get all of it done. So I will be working into the second sprint, at least by hand. Hopefully, at some point during the second sprint, I'll be able to shift over to digital. But there we go. I am at least making progress of sort, which is good. So, all right. Let's see. Where were we? Okay. So Nat was mentioning that you have coffee. I did get one single sip of my water during that sprint, so I'm going to go ahead and take another one. So we have more information on the burrowing owls. It hoots down your chimney. Oh no, which means it's essentially got a megaphone. Yes, the echo sounded like it was in your house. I bet. Sounds like an excellent inspiration for a spooky house. Yes, for sure. I would absolutely take that as a bit of inspiration. Maggie says, hubby taking you for a latte while you run errands. See everyone later. Have a lovely little mini date and enjoy your latte. Yes, be blessed and have a lovely day. Yes. Jenna is here. Hello. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. And Pioneers in Petticoats with author Leah Benecki. Hello. Hopefully I didn't mispronounce your last name. You said jumping in, but not actually jumping. You're too old for that nonsense. Yes. Jenna says, I love that response. Yes. And Devin says, now I have Jump by Crisscross in your head. That is, yes. Yes. That is an amazing song too. Jenna says, yes, great for writing. Indeed. Jenna says, I have some kitties being rather demanding of your attention while doing marketing post catch-up for the week. Kitties are always there to distract you. So Kai is working on the Owls article. You've been thinking about it for a year, and as that car was pulled, it seemed like the perfect time to do it. Yes. Really enjoying figuring out the origins and the purpose. Yes. I do know that some cultures think that owls are kind of like banshees in a way, in that if they land on your house and hoot like 3 days running, then somebody in the household is going to die. So there's some similarity between like banshee screams and owls nesting on your roof, probably for the same like screaming owl hoot reason. But yes, there is some sort of correlation between those two sort of symbolic things in folktales and stuff. So you could think about something that way. But also owls being associated with Athena or Minerva, you might go that way, sort of like try and whatever you want to do. Thrifty says you made some coffee. Yay! Hydration, and read a bit of a graphic novel. Oh yes, love graphic novels. I love all things that you can read. Kate says, working on some quick additions for chapter 34, about 100 words or so. Excellent. And Lee says, just finished rewriting a blurb in your backlist. Excellent. And Tiny Scribe says, I set out my plan for the day and I'm hoping to get all my tasks done. That would be amazing. That would be wonderful. And Courtney, hello. Welcome. Let's see. You just recently saw that owls are used symbolically in the 7 Deadly Sins book. I'm not surprised because I'm really not surprised because there's always an aspect of, shall we say, demonizing or demonification of older religions when a new religion comes in. And so you will find a lot of symbols for what are considered pagans or heathens, however you want to call it. Those you will see a lot of those symbols shift from representing a deity of some sort to being a representation of something evil, or like the evil entity or deity of the new religion. You will find a lot of that. And that was one of the things I loved and thought was fascinating about Paradise Lost, is because the amount of pantheons that Milton I had a whole hour-long presentation on just the first half of Paradise Lost, and I focused mainly on sort of that, what did I call it? The conquering of, or the rise of monotheism, because he specifically set out to lower the religious importance or significance of older pantheons. And there are so many different pantheons, and I knew most of them. I did have to look up a couple of sort of like Babylonian ones that I was not familiar with. But yeah, the amount of pantheons that man sort of like degraded down to demons is fascinating. And also he calls them initially like angels, and then like spirits, and then demons. So he, like, even throughout his own work, he slowly degrades them. It's fascinating. Sorry. I just like hopped on a nerdy soapbox there. So yes, I am not surprised by this. Kai says, oh, interesting. This one is a protector, but as your guardian of death is a protector, which lots of people in your world are superstitious of, think of it evil. Perhaps there are some similarities there. Yes, absolutely. And the owl does this to evil people. Oh, very nice. But others will demonize the owl due to it. Yeah, of course. Always happens. In those old religious texts, the symbolism is fascinating. Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, no, it's, well, and there's also, there's a huge, I was fascinated that the characters that were associated with Zeus, the king of the god, initially were both Lucifer and Jesus, but then you slowly start to like peel away the Zeus like all powerfulness from Lucifer, and you like gain more aspects of like the healer and of Apollo to Jesus. And so it's Milton's Paradise Lost is a work of art, and it is fascinating. Sorry, I will stop talking now. Anyway, so let's get into another sprint before Jules gets super nerdy again. But don't forget that the second sprint is your self-promo sprint. So don't forget, if you have a YouTube channel, if you have a Amazon author page, or an Etsy store, or any of that kind of thing, your social medias, etc., etc. If you would like to promote yourself, please do so. Just remember that if you don't have the blue wrench of power and you are not a moderator, you will not be able to post direct links. So you may have to spell out .dot and .com. So don't forget that when you are self-promoting. And bonus points or gold stars to you if it is writing adjacent. So there we go. All right, and your regular reminders. 1, save your document. 2, make sure you have something to hydrate with and go ahead and take a sip if you haven't thus far. 3, make sure you straighten your spine and roll your shoulders back for a posture check. And 4, if you need a break or a walk around or a snack, just go ahead and get one. All right, those are your reminders. 25 minutes. Once again, we are using HK Darkwood's lovely timers. This one does have typewriter audio. So here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, that was the self promo timer. Second sprint, whatever we want to call it. How do we do? I am busy probably messing things up in my bullet journal. But that's how we do sometimes. And it's custom, you know, you get to do what you want. So that's kind of how things go sometimes. So I had left my, this is telling you how distracted I am, essentially. I had left my cover page not done, blank, I guess you might want to call it. You might want to call it blank. So I had left that, and I had not done much with it. So now I'm attempting to rectify that. And in the meantime, my pages are getting super wrinkly because I'm doing it in watercolor. And I did not, I didn't really plan this out before I did it, so it's kind of messy. Whoopsies. So that's how things are going. If you wanted to know, that's how things are going. But it is at least something as a cover page, and it's so far kind of decent. I say that and then I like mess things up. But anyway, that is what I am doing. Is I am screwing things up in my journal. That's what I'm doing. How about y'all? Let me put the cap on this so I can stop for right now. Maybe. Yes, I'm going to stop for right now. Just tell yourself to stop. More is not always better. Okay, so don't forget, if you forgot during the chat to put something in the promo or something promotional wise into the chat, please do so. Jessica got here just in time for that sprint. Excellent. And Kai said, I'm so glad you talked about it. It gave you ideas for deeper mythology. Yay. And Devin, with the link tree of all of Devin's things. And the most helpful link on AuthorTube, which is Devin Cludding's playlist. Christina is here. Hello, hello. Megan popping in real quick to say hi. Hello, Megan. How are you? And here is Megan's Ko-fi link for commissioning subtitles for your videos. Megan is offering that as a service, so that would be fantastic. Hashtag magnificent Megan. Yes. Kai says, needs fine-tuning, but having part of the mythology be that if they pray to the guardian of death and the darkness to kill someone, she will send the owl to take the soul of that person instead of a reaper, and their soul will become trapped in the owl. If a good person dies, they would go to a type of heaven, so they pray in order to trap them in the owl as an evil punishment. This is false, but it's believed. Ooh, I like this. This is very nice. I like it. If you want to hear a different take on birds being sort of like messengers, or just like rumors of being messengers of the god or the god of the underworld, which book am I thinking of? I'm thinking of Terrier by Tamara Pierce. And so it's the series. Yes, it's the series with her. I guess it's a cop figure. It's written in epistolary style, meaning it's written in form of like diary entries or letters. In this case, it's diary entries. And she has a sort of like a gift for listening to the wind, voices in the wind, and also for she hears the voices of the dead that the pigeons carry, because the pigeons are believed to be messengers of the god of the underworld. Anyway, it's a quick read. It's fun, and you might get some inspiration out of it. So I'm going to suggest that for your TBR shelf. Tiny Scribe says you met your first word count goal. Yay! That's excellent. Hooray! And hopefully that was on your to-do list, so now you can check that off. And Leah says you sent your blurb to author friends. It was a bust. You focused on the wrong things, so you got to redo it. You hate blurbs. Blurbs, from what I have not focused on a blurb just yet, but I have heard that they are very difficult. So I'm not looking forward to that process. I mean, I am, but I'm not. Kate says another 100 words of post-battle healer stuff. Excellent. Jessica got 269, finished a spicy scene while listening to Beggin' by Mainskin. Oh, very nice. Yes. And Jenna got some things sorted with your newsletter and some more marketing posts done. Excellent. You say, hold on, I think I have it. Hopefully so. Ms. Ocampo writes, hello, how are you? No, you are not too late. We just did our second sprint. So if you have something you would like to promote, social media, writer-wise, etc., there you go. Kai says, adding it to your TBR shelf. Excellent. Charlie says, to Leah, blurbs are the devil. Yes. All right. So we seem to have gotten to the end of our, here we go. One more. It says, like my latest Instagram post at Mrs. Ocampo writes. And you got a new water bottle. Speaking of which, thank you for the reminder. Let's take another sip of our hydration. Excellent. All right. Let's do a third sprint. Just get right back into it. I got to share the screen though. Chrome tab. So, Chuck. Indeed. I never really, I very rarely, I should say, just have like one sip at a time. I am definitely much more of a, once it reaches the right temperature, just chug the whole thing. Which is probably one of the reasons why I don't have one of those like giant gallon jugs that show you which time to drink what. It's because I generally just drink whatever's in the glass when I am ready to do so. All right. So don't forget to save. Don't forget to sip. Don't forget to straighten your spine and roll your shoulders back for a posture check. And make sure that if you need a snack or a walk around break, you do that. And here we go. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alrighty. I forgot that you can't very well erase pencil markings after you have put watercolor on top. So I messed that up too, but that's okay. I think it's relatively done. I used a couple of the glitter pearlescent watercolors that I had been wanting to use for a while. Decided to go ahead and use them. So that's finally, I think, relatively done. I might have to go back over and make the stars a little bit more. They look good on camera when they catch the light, but they don't show up real well in just like a flat lay. Either way, I'm pretty happy with that. So I will have to clean up my mess after. I'm going to set it to the side for right now and then clean up the rest of the mess after the stream. Or I might just use next sprint. I don't know. We'll see. My pages are pretty wrinkly, and I definitely sort of like soaked through when I did the layers. So one of my book logs will be a little bit ghosty. But yeah. So that is what I was doing for part of that sprint. I decided that I would try and do a little bit more artwork this year. That was one of my things. I had intended to do most of this kind of thing in the Archer and Olive that I bought, but I was just like, all right, let's go ahead and use like where I'm actually going to look at it. So there we go. All right. So you said you were going to figure out what you wanted to work on during that sprint since this was your first one. We had a robotic entity. You refilled your water bottle. Good. You were sending 15 pages as a sample to a potential editor. Ooh, that's exciting. That's exciting that you're at that point. You're also listening to The Way I Loved You, Taylor's version, and head banging along to the chorus because that's how you feel right now. Nice. You have to step away. You're welcome for the sprints. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Right now, you're just writing some dialogue for your Julius Caesar adaptation, Such Honorable Men. You seriously miss writing romantic, flirty scenes, so you're just trying to get yourself to a good point where one could happen. Nice. Oh, thank you. I took a picture of, let's see, where did I see it? Whenever I see something I am on the internet, I am more likely to like screen cap it. So this was the picture that inspired it. It's like a notebook cover, and it's from the company Shop Dinnick. See if that will, which I think is the same company that I got those little journals that I really liked that had the moon and flowers on them. So their version is, of course, a lot, more professional looking. Let's see if we can get the camera to focus again. Hello. There we go. Now I understand why all the YouTube people have completely white, boring backgrounds. Not all of them, just quite a few of them. He's so pretty. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yes, so that was what I decided I wanted to try it. I didn't get as much like navy blue in, and the moon is definitely more silver than sort of like browny yellow. But it's a good effort. I like it. Plus, you never want to make it exactly the same anyway. Kai says you wrote your character's first interaction with the owl. Excellent. Yay. Kate finished your first pass, goodness gracious, on the first 3 scenes. I don't know why that was so hard. Let me try that again. Finished your first pass. Finish your pass on the first 3. I still can't do it. And you're getting the itch to turn to chapter 37. Oh, to the 37 rewrite. But you're determined to stick with 34 until you've dispositioned all of the beta reader comments. Devin jotted down some notes and crushed some bots. Jots and bots. Yes, indeed. You really like it? Thank you. I appreciate it. I decided that after I took the one glance at it, I was going to sort of like free ball after I looked at the shapes. So it turned out pretty good, I think, and relatively similar, but still different. Although I really do like the flat lay. It doesn't quite look like 100% right. I like some of the gradations over on this side, but I also really like the way the watercolor stuff shows up on this side. So yeah, I don't know. It's a work in process. I have not painted in quite some time, so I'm glad it went at least that well. So Jessica says 156 on the morning after. Oh, someone has very messy hair and needs a little help with it. Nice. Elizabeth says, oh no, I couldn't find this. Well, that's because I scheduled it very, very last minute. That's what that's what happened. And you are doing Bujo planning here. Next. Nice. And Charlie says, you finished chapter 1 of Super Secret Project number 26. Yay! And Jessica also finished your orange juice. Sad face? Oh, because you don't have any more. So yeah, and that's what I wanted it to be, like a generally pleasing scene. So yeah, so I'm glad it turned out well, and thank you. I appreciate that y'all like it too. Yay! This guy seems to have movement to it. That's one of the greatest things about watercolor that I love, is that you can get those slight gradations with just your brush, without very much effort. And so it makes it easy to sort of like mimic wind, and things like that. So it's really great. I love watercolor. Watercolor's fun. So yes. Alrighty. So that was the third sprint. So let's do a shorty short. We have 10 minutes. So let's do a 9-minute and ish. Close enough. Oh, of course, now it's 9:51. So, alrighty. All right. So, quick cool down sprint. And don't forget to save, don't forget to sip, don't forget to stretch, and make sure that if you need that snack, go for it. And we're going to get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! All right. How did we do? Let's see. I did ask. I'm contemplating possibly getting an iPad sometime soon, like not right off the bat, but so does anybody have any recommendations as to which ones you like, which ones you think are worth the effort, that kind of thing, or worth the effort, worth the price. Some people, yes, I know. I have found, though, that if you schedule them too far out, sometimes they seem to get buried. So if I do them, I tend to try and do 1 week at a time. So I did do today's and Wednesdays right before the stream, and I will go ahead and do Fridays and Sundays after the stream. But yeah, I know. I was very late. I should have been much better about it today. Also, today is a full moon at like 6:28 tonight, I think, Eastern time, I guess. So yes, I guess that's for my time zone anyway. But yes, today is full moon. So if you are so inclined, don't forget to set your intentions. Devin says they are hashtag not on the naughty list. Elizabeth says, no judgment for me. I'm always last minute scheduling on Wednesday evening. Yeah. Well, I mean, this was like definitely within the five minutes of the stream starting. So, so new moon, you are setting intentions for what you want to gain or grow because you are about to go into the waxing phases, the growing phases. The full moon, it is when it is complete and it is about to start to wane or disappear. So you are setting intentions to release or let go of things. At least that's the way it's been explained to me, and the way that I have been doing it for the past however many months that I've started doing it. So you might say things like you are ready to let go of habits that no longer serve you, or you are ready to release items that don't bring you joy or usefulness if you are intending to go into a cleaning phase, or you are ready to let go of your association with people who are not helpful to you. Things like that. So new moon, you are gaining things or growing things. Full moon, you're set to release things. And also the way it's been explained to me is that full moon intentions sometimes, or manifestations, tend to like happen real quick, whereas new moon, because it's a growth, sort of slower change. So if you need something to happen like that, full moon might be your time to do it. Whereas like if you want slow and steady and strong, you might prefer, did I say that right? If you want things to happen real quick, full moon. If you want things to happen slow and steady and strong, new moon. That's the way that somebody explained it to me. But Devin over here says, I have no intentions to moon anyone. I'm glad for you, especially since it's super cold where you are. Kai says, the moon is super bright tonight, even for a full moon. Yes. And yes, laughing at Devin. Kai says, nearly finished your notebook. Excellent. Only a couple pages to go. Hey, nice. It's always, that's such a great feeling of like, hey, I've completed a whole notebook. Devin says, oh, you've never had an iPad. Okay. And Kate says, 136 words, changing the ending of a scene for more pain. Excellent. Tiny Scribe, you've got the latest iPad 13-inch. You like it, and the payment plan you have through T-Mobile is decent. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm going to go with a payment plan. I just paid off my cell phone payment plan early because I was like, tired of all the interest crap that they're doing. So I might just like whole hog pay for it. I don't know. We'll see. Although I don't know if I have to do it through AT&T if I just want the Wi-Fi one. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. But okay, so you recommend the iPad 13-inch. And Jessica, 52, is seen as turning out very fluffy. Oh, nice. Okay, so you might need to keep that in mind because your Mandalorian has to let go of this grief that she's been carrying. Yeah, there you go. Timeline-wise, it's been a week since the love of her life died in a very tragic way. Oh my. Yikes. All right. Okay. All right. I think that's going to be it for me. Let's see. Where's Devin's playlist? Copy paste that. It is Monday, which means that in just under an hour, Glory Writes the Blues and Tom are going to be doing the Awkward Sibling Hour, and they have been doing some really great sort of like chatty style. Well, I guess they might be called essentially kind of like podcasts, but on YouTube. But it's just they're very great. I don't know what you would categorize them. I don't know if you have to categorize them. But they are great sessions, and they usually have some really fun guests to chat with. So don't forget to go see Glory at 4 and visit all of the other playlists, live streams on Devin's playlist, and it'll be a fun time. All right. Thank you very much for keeping me company as my brain was not in writing today, but also like planning in the back of my brain as I was creating this landscape and envisioning these characters that I want to go across this landscape. So thank you for the company, and I will see y'all on Wednesday. All right. Bye, y'all.